Hello everybody, welcome back to Bramski Vlogs. Matt here with another video. Hope everyone is doing okay. In today's video I'm going to be talking about which type of ski accommodation is the best for season air workers. This is going to be based off my 3 seasons working in the mountains. I have pulled off footage from my previous vlogs that show me within my different types of accommodations. Each season was different for me, and by doing this I'm going to share with you some of my thoughts, the positives and the negatives of each one of those, to help you in making a decision moving forward about where you might want to live if you're going to work as a seasonal worker. Now, just before we do that, guys, just make sure that you like this video, leave a comment below, and also subscribe to the channel. Growing all the time. Thank you again to everybody who has come on board in the last couple of weeks and months. Still growing, and yeah, I'm enjoying making all these videos for you. So without further ado, let's jump in. My first season was in Les Menuires, Val Thorens in France. I got put in a hotel room. Now, it was very basic. You can see here, bed, place to put my clothes, a safe. Big positive was I had a shower, which was good, nice and warm to come home to after work. I got my dinners, my breakfasts included, so I didn't have to pay for that. I didn't have to waste money on food. I could spend it on alcohol. And the hotel was quite close to the lifts and the bars, only 5 minutes walk to both. So, those were huge positives. The negatives of being in that hotel room was that there were guests there that we were looking after. So they knew that I lived there. The hotel staff knew that I lived there, so they always sort of called me quite a lot. It was hard to detach, hard to sort of switch off from work being in that hotel. The other thing was that actually on one occasion I left the window open during a snowstorm. I went off to a party higher up the resort. I came back, snow had got in, the place was absolutely soaked, and the door was frozen open, so I couldn't get it shut. And you can see here, actually, I was trying to scrape out the ice with a toothbrush. It was so stupid, but looking back on it now, it's quite a funny experience, and I'm sure people have had funny things with trying to get rid of snow and icicles from their room. Next, we have the shared accommodation in Seoul, Austria for my second season. This is probably my favourite. It was very spacious. It had some good basic cooking facilities, including a fridge, so we could store a lot and cook a lot. It had a good shower as well. We were in sort of a small set of apartments within our accommodation, with about 4 or 5 of them, occupied all by seasonal workers from different companies as well as our own. So we had like a little community going. We were right in the centre of town. Our offices were right below us, and we were within walking distance of the bars and the restaurants and a lot of our accommodations as well. So it was quite easy to get to our customers. The final thing that's also really important when you're in a shared accommodation shared room is that you get on with your roommate. My roommate was Joe. We both enjoyed going out and skiing, all the various different types of conditions. We went and worked hard, but then we also enjoyed the après at the end of the day. So yeah, it got on really, really well. Now, the bad thing, if you know what Austrian village towns are like, the mountain towns, they always have a big church in the centre with a massive bell on it. And we were right next to this church. And without fail, every morning at like 5:45, 5:45, that rang. So hangover or long day at work the day before, that thing woke you up. It was joint staffs of comms, I've mentioned. With all these sort of other different groups, people would stumble in at various hours of the night, going into the wrong rooms sometimes. Occasionally 1 or 2 people would try and go through our window because if they'd forgot their key. That happened quite a bit. We were also quite far away from the lifts in that time. It was about a 15-minute, 20-minute walk sometimes. People would try and wait for the bus. I usually walked, but it was a bit of a slog. But by the end of that, after you'd walked, actually you'd sort of got your legs all warmed up for the slopes anyway. And finally, we have my room inside the staff accommodation, or the staff house, in Niseko, Japan. Now, first big positive was that I got there first, which you should always do if you've got this type of accommodation, because then you get your pick of the rooms. Supposedly, I had the best one, and yeah, I didn't have to risk sort of getting into, maybe a vote or a flip of a coin to see who got what later on. There was a big social dining area, good sofas to relax and watch, a big screen as well to watch Netflix or watch the snow outside. We had Wi-Fi. I'd never had that before as a free luxury within a seasonal accommodation, so that was a big plus. The other thing was there was a bar right outside our front door. Some guy had basically built like almost like a shed underneath the side of his house, so it was like underground within the house. It was called the bunker. You'd never get anything like that in a European resort, but it was such good fun. They took care of us there. They were really good to us. Negatives: the accommodation got crowded so quickly. By the end we had like 12 or 14 people in there, all work colleagues who you're all spending pretty much every waking day with anyway, and then on top of that, boyfriends, girlfriends, partners started to arrive, and so that just kind of added to things. There was never any discourse, but it just felt like at times in those situations it's hard to get away and have a bit of breathing space within what is essentially your own home. You being in your room on your own was not healthy. I tried not to do that, but sometimes it was kind of hard because you needed peace and quiet. The final thing was that people, like anyone, would come back at various hours. And by the third season, I'd kind of really appreciated my sleep. So a few times, like at 2, 3 a.m. when I would get woken up because the floorboards in the house were paper thin, I lost my rag once or twice. But I guess that happens anywhere, and it's not a big deal. You kind of just move on from it. But guys, that is my 3 sets of accommodations that I've lived in my seasons so far. And it's up to you to decide which you think is best. I want to hear from you guys in the comments section below. Let me know which out of those you'd like to live in. If there are people who have done other seasons and maybe you've lived in a chalet or some other kind of apartment, maybe perhaps, I'd love to hear from you guys and hear your experiences. So leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, guys. Thank you so much again for watching this video. Stay safe, and I will catch you on the next video.